But here we go, guys. If we go a little quiet, it's only because we're actually like paying attention to what Cat Williams is saying. But other than that, here we go. Cat Williams on Shannon Sharpe's.
I said that getting a Netflix special is easy. I have 12 specials. Guess how many Faison got? 0.
Damn.
So it
Why
can't be
is
that
he
easy.
allowed to have conversations
right.
about
He was right in the middle of dissecting what everybody was talking about last time he was on the show.
Yeah.
So we're getting right back into the mid conversation of where he was.
Melina, we do have a wheel of requests. So right now, I'm just seeing the ones we've done. Hold on. Best of
Mr. Ronan, we did.
that's done. I'm just scratching it off. So we have for the wheel, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 open slots for the wheel. We're just continuing this on because we haven't finished yet. It was still on the wheel. So that's why. But you can put requests in the chat. Liz will do her job and screenshot that.
Wings and ribs.
So that way
Yeah,
we
that
can put
sounds
them on the
good.
wheel and whatnot.
Making me hungry over here.
Thinking about getting some wings on the way home.
But back to but I see what Cat Williams is saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ain't got no specials,
How you sitting there saying it's easy to get a special?
yeah, you ain't got no specials.
Just because Cat Williams got 12 don't mean it's easy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You ain't got none. So what you talking about, Faison?
It's so easy. Why don't you got one?
Yeah, why ain't you got no special, fam?
0?
So it can't
Why
be that
is he
easy.
allowed to have conversations about real stand-up people? We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all. As a journalist,
Cat right there.
Yo, Cat. You gotta be preaching like this, bro.
He can
Cat's
say whatever you want to
preaching,
say,
bro.
man.
I would go prime rib personally, but
I'm not too bad much of a steak fan, oddly enough.
What?
I'm not.
depends on the steak.
Maybe, yeah.
You haven't had
I'm
a
a
good
burger
steak?
guy.
With that, you haven't had a good steak.
Well,
my
I am
friend.
a burger person too, but
Oh,
still.
don't get me wrong. I love myself a good burger. Ian, you have not had a good steak yet, my friend.
I'm just, you know.
Nah, bro. No, a steak cooked the right way. Nothing beats a perfectly cooked
Yeah,
steak.
dude.
When it's cooked just right. Oh, God, no.
It cooks just right. You
Cook.
have the little nice little burns on
Or
it
maybe it's
from
just
the
been a while since I've
grill,
had steak.
Oh,
No, you just haven't had a good steak.
yeah.
Okay,
And with
okay.
the good steak sauce too. Oh, the
No.
one that
No. A good steak, you don't even need steak sauce.
Well, yeah, that's true. But if you're a sauce person like me, that even the stuff is
yeah,
good, I still like
A
steak.
sauce connoisseur.
But you don't need with a good steak. Nah.
That's
All you need with a good steak is a little salt and
just-
pepper.
Here we go.
you got him going, Liz. You got him going.
Medium.
journalists. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I don't harbor any resentment to any of these entities because I can't be jealous. I've never seen them have anything that I ever wanted.
Damn.
If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview.
Oh, man, come on.
Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side.
You know, I just saw something.
You got a point there.
Yeah.
I speaking of what Cat Williams just said just now. I think it was this past week with the allegations about P. Diddy.
Yeah.
They questioned Floyd. They asked Floyd Mayweather, "What do you think about P. Diddy?" And Floyd Mayweather said, I'm not going to speak against another black man. We all make mistakes. And then 50 Cent said, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
To me, okay,
It's-
I don't care how black P Diddy is. If what the allegations are
True.
true,
Yep.
it don't matter if you're
Yep.
white or black. If you are making people uncomfortable, making a hostile work environment, and you're sexually assaulting people, that's not okay.
No matter what race you are.
Exactly.
I don't care. How
Like what Kat just said, the line is not with race. It's God's side or the other side.
like, so we're supposed. So because P Diddy's black, I'm supposed to give him. I'm not going to criticize another black man, dude. If you're sexually assaulting dudes, that's not okay.
But see, what's fucked up is that black people aren't allowed to criticize other black people, but then if white people criticize them, they're racist. So
I'm gonna criticize Diddy all day if the
no,
allegations
but
are true.
you see my point.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Honestly, like,
You're supposed
wrong
to
is wrong.
exactly
Mhm.
when you're supposed to call out wrong what's wrong, no matter what race is there.
Yeah, like wrong is wrong, bro.
It don't matter if you're black, white, green, purple. It don't fucking matter. If you're doing something, you're sexually assaulting, doing something to kids, it's wrong.
So I say it's wrong. But what are we talking about?
Eminem did something wrong tomorrow. You think we're not going to say it's wrong?
Yeah.
You kidding me?
You can't justify by saying, "Well, he's black." Okay, he's still
So,
foul.
we're talking about what the person did, not about the skin color.
The action is what he did.
Exactly.
Action he did.
Oh, what he? I don't care if he's green. It's foul. Like what the?
Period. All of
Oh,
these
and
big dick.
What's up?
most definitely Creole. Most definitely.
Oh yeah.
Most definitely. Just one answer.
Yes.
Deviance is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And,
Yep.
and anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Yep.
The
Exactly.
truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen. Amen.
Shit.
Man. All right, Kat.
He needs another
He's
one.
100% right. I disagree with that at all.
Right.
After that, I don't really kind of know where to go. Let me one more time.
He's like, I don't know what question to go with next.
We good now?
He's what?
Because the people want to know, well, why would he get blackballed?
Yeah.
Oh, because
I was gonna ask you that.
because in 30 years I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
You will tell it.
no, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that. I value that. I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain. Not the
Honestly, real talk. As long as Cat Williams been in comedy and
He knows
and
some shit.
everything,
He knows some
I
shit.
can only imagine the shit he's seen or heard.
And again, he probably has he could release whenever he wanted to.
And this is why I say the loud people are not the ones you got to be afraid of.
No.
It's the people in the corner who sit back and just let shit
And just
happen
observe.
and watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's the quiet people.
Yeah.
They're just gathering information. So, like, if one day you want to start talking about them, they're going to be like, "You really want to come talk to me like this?"
It's like the people at a party that are just chilling back, relaxing, observing. They're not at the party to be at the party.
No.
Okay, their party is observing and collecting information on what's
Nation.
going on around them.
Exactly. They're seeing who's doing what.
Exactly. You may think that they're just a quiet person.
No.
No. They're sitting back observing everything.
Yeah, they're seeing like, all right, not working with you, not working with you.
Which people to avoid. Stay away from.
Definitely don't want to be even in the same breath as you.
Yep.
Like, come on, man.
guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard drug in his life and don't have no stories of doing nobody dirty. And they'll just go out and they'll lie. The industry doesn't mess with Cat because he didn't show up for the studio. No studios have ever said that. Look at my IMDb. It will show you that no studio has ever lost money with me on the script. How? That's why I'm saying, that's why I can't let Ricky Smiley say he was supposed to play Money Mike. Because I wrote the words for Money Mike. I designed the hair for Money Mike. I collaborated with the wardrobe department and made outfits to make sure that no one in America would be wearing what Money Mike was wearing. I told them to go get the Prowler. I then told them to paint it purple. I told them don't have an actor playing a pimp. We could get an actual pimp, Archbishop Magic Don Juan to play. I did far too much work for somebody to come years later and try to tag along just for their own self-aggrandizement.
Why didn't Cube set the record straight?
Had a
Terry
point there.
Crews could have set the record straight. Mike Epps could have set the record straight. Why none of them set the record straight?
That's what you were supposed to ask him when he told you those lies that
But I
no
didn't
one's
know it
ever
was a
heard.
lie.
Right, but he's telling you something no one's ever heard of. Nobody has ever heard, oh, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon was in a movie and somebody said, y'all should switch roles. Like, this is a business.
But that's the thing, Kat. Normally when people will give you information, I'm thinking I'm hearing it for the first time and they're giving information no one else knows or has ever heard. So I'm taking them at face value.
These are like, this is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story.
I get that from what he's saying because he's expecting people to be giving him information at face value, 'cause that's what you're supposed to do as an interviewer. And I get where Kat's anger is coming from. Like, nobody's ever heard this before. Why didn't you press back on it?
Yeah.
I get,
Maybe-
and maybe because it's Shannon's still learning how to be an interviewer.
Maybe it didn't hit him at that time. So
Oh, he thought he was getting some juicy information, but still, you have to realize that even if you're getting this information, ooh, I like that. That sounds good. Maybe that's it. You need to be able to ask some questions to make sure. It's legit.
Yeah.
Push back a little bit to make sure that this is what
Yeah.
this guy.
You can't take shit at face value anymore.
What you get, you should be doing, in which you should be doing with Kat right now, and which Kat is pretty much saying you should be doing right now.
Yeah. Like,
You
check,
should be pushing back on that, so that way you can be pushing you. So that
check
way you,
the shit. See
check-
what's
exactly.
actually. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, Vito.
That's what Kat is saying. You
I
should
see
have
what
been
you're
checking,
saying.
especially when you hear information that has never been uttered before. It'd be great if some information is breaking on the show.
Oh, man.
yeah.
Oh, you know. They say the same thing about Chris Jericho. They say Chris Jericho can be an asshole at times.
Yeah.
But see, my whole thing about star celebrities, when you're that big,
Mhm.
you can't be nice to every single person around you. And some people are trying to use you.
See, I've seen plenty of videos of where Shawn Michaels would sit there after shows and talk to kids
Yeah.
and do stuff.
Yeah.
And he's done things with Make-A-Wish before. So I'm sure that the documentary put him in a shitty light because the WWE really did not get along with Shawn Michaels really at the end.
Bro, I'm sure there's people that Kendrick Lamar has been an asshole to.
Yeah, exactly.
Saint J. Cole, 50
You can
Cent.
find tons of videos.
I'm sure
of people being
someone.
an asshole to somebody.
I have learned over time, no matter how much you mind your business or how much you're nice to people, people are going to use they're going to use your past against you.
Yep.
And number two, you are always going to be the bad guy in somebody's story.
And you know what?
Yeah.
On any given day, you might catch somebody on a bad day.
Yeah, honestly. Honestly, the way society's going, somebody could find the cure to cancer, like put the cure to cancer out in the public tomorrow. And there'll be a group of people who still find a way to hate them.
Yeah. Because yeah, Shawn Michaels is probably one of my favorite wrestlers.
Like, honestly, man,
you have
it's like that.
He's like a top 5 all-time wrestler.
Yeah, it's
He's
like
right
that.
there with Undertaker, Bret
Yeah.
Hart. You know,
That's
What
how,
about Stone Cold?
Stone
Yeah,
Cold Steve Austin. Yeah.
that's how we as a people move nowadays. We have to find a reason to hate somebody.
Hulk Hogan.
Exactly.
Hulk Hogan was actually my first favorite one when I was like
And to make those
Five.
I'm a big Hulk Hogan
I think I
guy.
was 5.
My 2 favorites all
and
time.
The Rock.
And
Can't forget The Rock.
fun fact, my mom sat next to him.
Oh,
Hogan.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was probably like 5 years old or whatever. I'm like, Mom, what happened?
Oh
here?"
yeah, 50. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he definitely was a dick at times.
Oh well, yeah, Alina, that makes sense. He was a complete dick during his drug problem.
Completely.
Yeah, when you
I'm saying there's still plenty of stuff to show that Shawn Michaels wasn't a complete dick all the time.
when you an active drug, you're not gonna be the same
Gonna be-
person
Not at all.
No.
as when you are sober.
No,
You're a
I'm sure-
completely different human being.
Clean Shawn was probably completely different than drugged out Shawn.
Yeah, Yeah.
Just like Austin
Oh,
is completely different than
you're completely
not
different
as
sober
alcoholic
versus intoxicated. You're completely different.
because Austin doesn't even drink nearly as
Uh,
much as
uh,
he still drinks clearly, but
Story. That's not
Stone
his
Cold
story.
Steve.
Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories.
Yeah, that's not homeless.
Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am.
Making 3,000 a week doing 5. You're not homeless, bro.
You're not homeless.
You're not rich, but you're not homeless.
You're not homeless.
Hey,
You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Then you went and married somebody else that think like a man. Like, what are you talking about? They think they can rewrite history. Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made... All lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to L.A. and in his first year in L.A. he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definition.
Had a very,
I'm
very
not gonna.
strong
I'm
point
not
about
gonna come
that.
out here and say fuck Kevin Hart and all this.
No,
But
he's got a very
I've
strong
never
point.
seen. I've seen old videos of even Adam Sandler and Kevin James doing stand up.
Yeah, I've
I've never seen a Kevin Hart one.
no.
There's even videos of Richard Pryor,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Never seen an old video of Kevin Hart, man. I just remember he started being in movies.
Yeah. He didn't do stand up sold out shows.
I think the
until he was
first
a
movie
famous
I
star.
ever saw Kevin Hart in that I can remember off the top of my head was Soul Plane.
Yeah.
Oh, was Snoop in there?
Yeah,
Snoop was
Snoop was
but
the
that's
pilot.
like the
Snoop was the
first.
pilot.
Pilot, yeah.
That's like the first movie I can remember seeing Kevin Hart in that I watched.
Yeah.
And then I just remembered like more and more. Then he had Madison Square Garden when he went to MSG.
Yeah, but that was all after he became. A
Yeah,
movie star.
I can't. He's always had specials. I've seen Kevin Hart. I've seen the Kevin Hart specials.
But those were after he was a movie.
Yeah,
star. Like he said, what do you think a plant is?
I see what you mean.
A plant is someone that
They just come out of nowhere. That's why, that's why I really watch like in music. I try to watch it now because it's like
Eddie Murphy doesn't like Kevin Hart.
That's what I'm laughing.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
Because Eddie Murphy worked his ass off to get to where he was, and then
It's like,
this
what
guy
the-
just comes out of nowhere, and all of a sudden is starring lead in movies and being called the number one comedian.
Don't get me wrong, Kevin Hart is funny,
He's funny, but
but there are comedians that are funnier than him.
there's comedians that put the time in that busted their ass,
Yeah,
and are looking at like, how's this guy getting all this?
it's like rappers, man. You got people who've been grinding, writing their own songs, going on these small tours, working with as many people, trying to get the networking in, grinding for like 15 to 20 years and never get the spotlight.
Yep.
But then, motherfucker, here comes Sexy Red out of nowhere.
Yep.
Out of fucking nowhere.
The goddamn Island Boys.
Out of nowhere.
Yep.
It's weird.
It's like he said. What do you think of
A plan. It like just out of nowhere, they just showed up.
We didn't see the groundwork that they put in to get there.
Yeah.
Like there's even old videos of Bill Burr.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It is.
I mean,
Damn.
Eddie Murphy
Eddie
is a
Murphy.
funny motherfucker.
Bro,
Eddie Murphy is one of the funniest men alive.
dude, Eddie Murphy.
That's funny.
Murphy's hilarious.
Like Dave Chappelle, talk about a dude that put his time in. Sold out comedy clubs.
Oh yeah, comedians have records, Alina. Yeah, there's comedy records.
Oh, there's comedic records.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you can
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure comedians can win Grammys. Yeah.
Definitions of these words. He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing?
Exactly.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies, but Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe you. Like it's important in the checks and balances.
Yo, bro. Let me talk about Jussie Smollett. No,
Yeah, boy.
I am not gonna lie to y'all. When the information first came out about Jussie Smollett about being attacked and everything, I'm not gonna lie. I got up on Twitter. I was like, "Justice for Jussie. This shit's wrong." But then I thought about it.
You did. You thought you and I had a conversation about like Trump supporters in Chicago.
Bro, even like when my mom heard about it, she was like, "Empire is a big show. He's a big person." My mom was like, "Why the hell was Jussie Smollett going to Subway at 3:00 in the morning by himself? He couldn't have no one go get that for him."
Yeah. And all of a sudden, two black Trump supporters in Chicago come out of nowhere at 3 a.m. and scream, "This is Trump country."
Bro. Yeah, Smollett's story didn't add up, bro.
As soon as you sat there and thought about it, the whole thing falls apart.
Dave Chappelle was like, "Nah, bro."
Cops opening the door and him still having the little thing around his neck. I needed you guys to see this.
Oh man.
You can take that off. You can take that off now.
Oh.
It's just Juicy Smollett.
Of the universe that liars not get to make complete narratives for themselves.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
What do you mean again? These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. That's why, you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
Yeah, I saw this part.
Is to act like it didn't happen.
Exactly.
Yep.
They all do the same job. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white and been in comedy for 25 years? If what I say ain't the case. It's a cabal. It's a consortium. They rock with who they rock with and they don't with who they don't. But I'm not scared of being the competition any more than you were when you lined up across from a superior team. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Wow.
Because Shannon Sharpe got to be a different person than that other person.
Absolutely.
And he always was.
That is actually a really good comparison.
When I change teams. That remains the same.
That's a really good comparison.
Point. Yeah, that's a good point.
You can have all the intangibles on paper, but that's what I say any given Sunday. You can't change what that mentality of the man is when they're up against that mentality.
Anybody can look good on paper.
Yeah. You can put the best team on paper.
Yeah, anybody can look good. Can they actually get the job done?
Yeah.
That's how a legacy is built.
So
all of these shortcut takers, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my
I saw that.
I saw that part.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo. Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get there.
I told him no. What y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down.
Yeah.
Behind my back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian that's bitter and jealous. But in my face, no, no, no. The king has walked in and they have to respect it only because I've not taken the shortcuts. I've not been funded. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about. They tell you that themselves. I can't do that because Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows. The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy with one Cat Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Cat Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in, and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore. Imagine him coming to tell you another story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars. What? You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star? So on the behalf of Bernie, I would have to say what I have to say.
Have you ever been on tour with any of these guys?
He's talking about Bernie Mac.
Dude, the industry is fucking shady.
And he's not going to let nobody talk dirt on Bernie Mac like that. Damn. He's that out of respect. That's Bernie Mac he's talking about.
Yep.
Dude, the industry is shady as shit.
Yeah, it is.
See, I don't want no part of that world.
Again, we only see what is in front of us.
Yeah,
on the
I don't,
screen.
bro.
And we're making reaction and decisions based off of what we see from these
But
people.
this is what the saying that I saw a little while ago. If don't take things at face value, I 100% agree with that. But at the same time, depending on how many people are saying something about you, something's got to be true.
Yeah. That old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire?
Yeah, something's got, if this many people are saying something about you, something's got to be true.
Mm-hmm. But like Kat is saying too, you can make up a lot of things and pay for a lot of people to start saying things about you to make you think it's true.
Yeah. Yup.
When you're that powerful and you have that kind of influence and that kind of money.
That's like the rappers and not just the rappers. That's like the artists who freaking fake their streams. They buy streams to say, "Oh, look how much I'm selling."
Yeah.
Like, no, you buying streams.
How many views authentically you get?
French Montana just got accused of, he put an album out.
Mm-hmm.
He put like 5 different versions of the same album out. Got accused of making vinyl, what was selling vinyl records to fans.
Mm-hmm.
And people were buying it, but it wasn't showing up to their address. Like, say someone in Rhode Island was buying it, it was showing up to an address in New York. He was faking, like, supposedly he's faking his vinyl sales to get money.
Mm-hmm. Of course he is.
And I'm like, bro, just like, if you're struggling as a, like, you're not going to have a #1 hit every year.
It's not going to happen like that.
Damn.
When you're in a business where the people are supposed to decide what is good, not have it be manufactured.
Exactly, man.
Every guy I mentioned to you is not funny out there in real life. So no. Faison's never done his own tour in 30 years. Steve Harvey don't do stand-up no more. Cedric doesn't write. I'm sorry, he doesn't write. Ricky Smiley has been playing the same old black woman forever. Like, you can't get a young fan base with that. Like, you got Ricky Smiley has been playing the same old black woman forever. Like, you can't get a young fan base with that. Like, you got to be doing karaoke around the country to make that work.
Right.
And he is. But I'm a stand-up comedian. This is my 19th 100-city tour. I'm not going to have a conversation with these lazy bums that'll take a shortcut at any point. Yes, it's easier for you to juice than to get in the gym. But you don't get to bring that body in here talking crazy.
Talk about how good you look.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's facts.
No, there's too many comics out there that are putting their life on the line to tell these jokes, man.
Okay.
Trust me, we don't worry. There's a video.
Yeah, we I already did shook one.
and some people are not going to like us for it. So
we got that locked and loaded already.
So
Let's get to your upbringing. We're gonna circle back and we'll get.
I want to protect him real quick because you had said for the Kings of Comedy it was in 2018, 2019, but did you mean 1999? Because it came out in 2000, so I just want to make sure.
No, I didn't. No. So what I meant to say was, remember, he said I couldn't do stand-up anymore. I had 7 TV shows. I said he didn't have any of those TV shows at the time.
I know you talking about Cedric.
Joke stealing from Cedric.
Yeah, Cedric.
Okay,
So you had said that 2018, 2019, but it came out in 2000, so I just want to make sure.
Okay, no. What comes out in 2000?
The original Kings of Comedy.
Right. I'm on BET's Comic View, and they're using this as the commercial in 1998. Okay. That's why I'm saying, yeah. So if I said the dates wrong, So
let's go back and clear that up.
Okay.
You said, I had Cedric on here, and I asked him about the joke stealing, and he said the timeline doesn't add up.
Correct.
To that point, you say.
Right. So he thought that I was just a no-name comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know.
Right.
The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice.
Right.
It had done so well on BET's Comic View that they had made it part of the commercial. So part of the commercial of make sure you tune in to BET was you seeing me doing this joke.
Right.
And this joke is one of those jokes in comedy where you set it up and it takes a little longer to set it up, takes about 3 minutes, but then you're just hitting them with jokes after that because you don't have to set it up.
Right.
Mark Curry had already helped me work on this joke because I thought it was good because I was getting a standing ovation on it. He had me go back in the lab and help me craft it to be an even more powerful joke. So this is not just a random joke. This is my very best joke, and it's my last joke, and it's my closing joke.
Okay.
1998, I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car into a spaceship. Him and Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass for a decade. Why would you sit here and be like, I saw Katt 30 times, and Katt didn't do, as I stand before you, Shannon, I would have bust Cedric's stomach. There was nothing that would have kept me from one of these in that patch right there. Like, are you kidding me? Why would you downplay me like that? Why did I give you a pass if you were just gonna lie? And so that's what I'm saying. Like, they're all a group. Cedric, Steve, Ricky, they've been a group. Everybody knows that. They've been aligned. And there are these alliances in comedy. And if you stand against them, then they sometimes have a problem. But we don't let that change the content because that's all you know me for, is that I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Can you believe we're this deep into the NFL season? We got to make every second count. With DraftKings Sportsbook, you can make the most out of every game day. The
I'm gonna fast forward past
Shannon,
that part.
on the show. Katt Williams' upbringing. Like,
Damn.
Yo, Katt just.
Katt really got.
Yo, Liz is like. She,
No, I am.
what's next?
Which it reminds me, and this is like a different. Dane Cook. Dane Cook took some of the jokes. I think it was from.
Dane Cook stole everything.
He stole. What was it? Oh, Joe Rogan. He did some with Joe Rogan,
No, it wasn't just Joe Rogan.
and he did some other ones
There was
too.
like a local, like a comedic, a kid or something that was like up and coming, and he took like the kid's entire routine.
You know, I did hear something about like that was the backlash that thing. Like he stole everything.
But what Dane
Yeah.
Cook was good at was promoting online, and that's what made him shot him to fame. When the internet was still new and people were still figuring out
Yeah,
clips
the
and stuff,
MySpace.
he knew how to do it. Yep.
Yeah.
He knew how to make the clips and stuff.
Yeah.
That's crazy to just steal.
But he was stealing
Yeah.
about 90% of everything was stolen.
That's crazy,
Yep.
man.
That's why he has no respect. That's why no comedian has any respect for Dan Cook.
That's why I don't have no respect for. And I used to like him too. And I come to find out he was stealing freaking jokes from
So
all
that's
these
the
other ones.
backlash that I always saw about him because he
Yep.
just took everything.
Because he was
Yeah.
stealing from everything that he could get. But what he was good at was putting on internet clips, and he made himself famous because people got to see him doing it before they got to see the kid doing it in local clubs.
Oh, okay.
So people automatically were thinking that it was him doing it first, but he wasn't. He was just stealing everything, but was putting it online so people were seeing him do it first.
Oh, that's some snake shit.
Oh yeah,
That's some snake shit. Yeah.
So Dan Cook is one of the most hated comedians of all time.
Hey, if the shoe fits, like
He got
Like,
he
made a shit ton of money, and now he's just nobody likes him.
yeah.
Hope it was working.
your parents were
For real.
Jehovah's Witness. You were a prodigy. You were brilliant. You talked to me that you got accepted to college at 7 years of age. You could read fluently at 3 years of age. So having that kind of knowledge, having that kind of prodigy, or so what was so? I mean,
Louis
was it-
C.K. too.
What was your
Wow.
upbringing? How was it? How was life as Cat Williams Crunk coming up?
I was often confused because I knew things and I wasn't sure how I knew them. I knew things that I felt like I don't have a reason that I know this, but I love to read. I was voracious because they told me when I was young that knowledge was powerful. That knowledge was power, and I had studied powerful people, and I really believed that. I immediately. My next project was to read the whole encyclopedia set. So when you're like 6, 7 years old, you read the whole encyclopedia set, you think you're one of the smartest people in the world.
Right.
Only to get out in the world and find out you don't know anything.
Yeah, you don't know shit.
So
You don't know a damn thing.
It was a confusing time, but yeah, I had a childhood. I was grown, but I at 5 years old, I was in front of 10,000 people giving a performance with a full suit and tie on. You know what I mean? So it came full circle for my life. I knew that the applause and the giving of information and laughs and truth to people somehow benefited them and also benefited you. And yeah, so when they would ask me what I wanted to be, everything that I would say that I wanted to be was something that didn't exist. And they would never give me credit for it because I needed to say a doctor or a lawyer, but that's not what I wanted to be.
So your parents weren't as supportive as you would have hoped because you were wanting to be things when you got older that they had no knowledge of, or it didn't exist at the time.
No, it wasn't that. It was. I'm saying I'm almost 100 years old right now, but if we go outside right now, I can run a 4.340 or
4.320.
sub. I can do a 4.16 if I'm
Oh,
in
there's Jimmy
short.
John's across the street. We can order a sub.
But
Oh, you been on the submarine? That what you sub?
so back then it was even greater. So you got this guy that all the coaches want to play.
Man, Cass, don't do that.
Hold on, because I'm 5'5" in the 5th grade. I've been this size my whole life. Like there was a portion of school where I was one of the big dudes. Like as soon as everybody caught their growth spurt, I was out of there. But I'm saying I was a competitive individual. My father was an athlete.
I can see that.
Like, no, I've been 145 pounds my whole career. That's why I never bothered when they said, your cat's on drugs. I knew, how you gonna prove that? My body is a temple.
I've been the same size since I was 10.
Like, what do you? Yeah, like I haven't changed off this pivot foot. This has always been who I was before stand up or anything. But it was an interesting childhood. I appreciate my parents, even though I couldn't live within the religious frameworks of what they had set up. But that was more not wanting to live a double life and not want to embarrass my family. You know what I mean?
Because I read where a form of punishment for you is that they would take books because you mentioned you were such a voracious reader. And a form of punishment was when they would take the books for them because you could read fluently. You told me how at like 3 or 4 years old, you could read, not just a little child's book, but you could read.
Well, I'm saying when we go to Haiti to do missionary work, understand that my mother and my father, nobody that's there with us speaks French. And it speaks Creole and reads French. So I'm in charge of everything, from the housing to the cars to the gardener.
Right.
Like I'm saying, so I'm not just reading, I'm reading in multiple languages. Like
How old are you at that
I'm
time?
probably reading 3,000 books a year from the time that I'm 8 years old to the time that I'm 12.
Damn.
No fiction books at all. I'm only reading nonfiction.
You could drive. At 12, you received a full scholarship to the National Science Academy.
I'm
Man,
impressed.
Cat Williams is a genius.
I'm impressed. Yeah, that's
This
nice.
always fucks me up. Nonfiction is real, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I
Fiction is
like to
fake.
read fiction stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Just think about fake and fake.
Okay, so yeah, nonfiction is real. Fiction is fake. Gotcha. Okay.
In Dayton, Ohio, but you failed, so you would become ineligible. Why didn't you want to take that opportunity?
I didn't see it as an opportunity. When I got in there, all the students were wearing lab coats, and it seemed very confined and restricted, and nobody seemed like they were having fun. It just seemed like everybody was smart. I didn't want that. That wasn't what I was signing up for at all. And plus, I thought that Jesus was my big homie. So you know how you get a story about a dude joined the gang and you get a big homie, right? Like at this particular point in my life, my thought is that the Bible is the greatest book that's ever been written.
Okay.
That it houses the truth, and that it gives you this story of Jesus, and that I'm supposed to be like him.
Okay.
So it's already in my head that as soon as I get 13, I'm leaving.
At 13, you not only like, okay, Mom, I'm moving out. You moved from Ohio to Florida on your own. You weren't afraid. I mean, you like, did you?
Hold on.
Did you not have? So what
don't-
were you going to do when you got to Florida?
Don't say I wasn't afraid. There's no such thing as a human being of not being afraid.
Okay.
There are certain human beings that understand that being afraid in no way stops you from doing what you got to do.
Okay.
Facts.
So
You're still scared,
was
but you
afraid.
gotta go.
But I couldn't be that afraid because I knew what had happened with Jesus. I knew how it worked out. I knew that I wasn't in the wrong with how I was feeling, and I knew that I didn't have any bad intentions in it.
Right.
So I trusted God that it would work out.
Why Florida?
Because if you're raised in Ohio, the one thing on your list is, I'm gonna get away from snow, and I'm gonna get as far. I want to go. Tell me the place. I literally went to a truck stop
See that?
and I asked all the
That's
truck
me,
drivers
yeah.
where they was going, and there was one guy going to California, and there was one guy going to Florida, and they told me how long it was gonna take, and so that's why I ended up in Miami, because.
How'd you get there? You caught a bus?
No, I just told you. I was at the truck stop.
So you
let me-
hitchhiked?
I didn't hitchhike. I got in the back of the dude's 18-wheeler, me and my Rottweiler puppy and my suitcase. Yeah, because I probably had $2,500 on me, like I was shoveling snow and cutting grass. Like I always had pockets full of money.
When did you make the decision that you were going to leave Ohio and go somewhere? And it ended up being Florida. But when did you know that you were leaving Dayton, Ohio, going to Florida?
In my father and I's last interaction, somebody could have not made it. And we both understood
Oh shit.
that was all bad.
What was the disagreement about?
Damn.
If you say that my family is very religious, just say I'm not. So anything that I'm going to do is going to fall out of the guidelines.
Right.
But I'm not going to
Okay.
let you tell me what
Okay.
I'm going to be, even, especially if
Gotcha.
what you're saying is wrong.
Yeah.
I can't condone wrong. And if I find out that something is wrong and I tell you it's wrong and you don't back me, that's what it is.
Even as a young child, you were willing to tell your parents that some of the things that you're saying doesn't coincide with what I've been reading in the Bible.
No, very simply. Don't try to disfellowship me for sexual acts and I'm a virgin. Sorry, God don't make mistakes. You don't get 2 times to fuck me over. What do you mean you went to God and he told you I was guilty?
That's wrong.
You know, fuck me over twice.
Wow.
So is he like talking about that
He's
his
saying,
parents?
his dad lied to him. He said his dad went to God and God told him that he was being this and that and everything. And he's like, how can God tell you that when I didn't do it?
Okay.
That's why I say religion is man's interpretation.
Well, first of all, well, they were trying to force him to stay into the religion, right?
Yeah, you got free
Wait,
will for
wait.
a reason. What's up?
Were they trying to not like force him?
I don't know. They're in the middle of the conversation.
Yeah, we have
Because that's what I was
I don't
gonna.
know. He's in the middle of
yeah,
asking.
we
Because that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say
back it up some.
you're not
I know what you're saying, but I don't know.
you're
You
Yeah.
can answer that.
Here we
you're
go.
not a true religious person or a Christian or whatever you are, because one of the things is, like you said, there is the free will. You put the seed there, you let it be. You know what I'm saying? You can't force anybody.
See, that's what I can't stand about the overly like too religious people because then they try to control you,
Yeah, exactly.
and
You
it's not
can't do
supposed to
that.
be
That's why
about
I don't believe,
control.
like, and it's no disrespect to anybody's belief. I don't believe there's already a plan written out for you.
Right.
Your life is based on the collection of choices that you made.
Again, you can be religious.
You can. There's nothing wrong with that.
But then when you get to the point where you're almost cultish,
Yeah, like you can be too religious.
yeah,
Like you got to be able to like separate it, which is another reason why separation of church and state.
yeah.
I'm a virgin. Sorry, God don't make mistakes. You don't get 2 times to fuck me over. What do you mean you went to God and he told you I was guilty? You just lied on God. So long. That's it. There's no conversation.
Damn.
Deuces.
So
That's what it was.
That's when you made the decision. After that
Yes.
conversation right there, you say, "Nah, I can't live under this roof."
It wasn't a conversation. It was an altercation. In the altercation, I love my father. My father loved me. But we are 2 men at it. It'll never be the same again. You can't sleep comfortably around me. And I can't sleep comfortably around you.
How
Damn.
similar are you to your father?
I don't know. He's a great man. I'm saying,
Because it seems like y'all butted heads.
Right, but I'm saying that generally happens with a father-son dynamic. It was just that religious relationships are always difficult in families.
That's true.
Yeah, it is very true.
That's
They
very true.
always are.
Yep.
Before it got to the point, because the dynamic, he's father, you're son.
Yeah.
Before that dynamic and you step up on his level and you challenge him, you felt it was best for you to leave.
No. I'm not being challenged. I'm being beat to death.
Oh, he was abusive.
I didn't say that. I said we were in an altercation.
Oh, I see what you did there. I saw what you did there, Cat.
Yeah.
I saw what you did. You was in an altercation. You didn't say you lost. You said you was in an altercation.
I in no way gave you the impression that I won anything. I'm the one leaving. I'm out of bounds. This his house.
Right.
Yeah.
You-
So as long as I'm going to be under his roof,
You respect
there
him
are
as your
certain
father.
things that I'm going to have to do.
Right.
And the only way that's going to change is either this or that.
Yeah.
And I'm saying I had 2 younger brothers. Like I'm not I'm not an unreasonable person. Like, I don't have any mental issues whatsoever, despite what they lead people to believe. You know, I make pretty good decisions.
Were you not? So how was their relationship with your father? Were you not afraid to leave them?
Well, I asked because it went all the way
tough.
to the actual department, so it was actually going to be something.
That's tough right there.
And when I asked them if they could just make sure that my brothers didn't get separated and what have you, they said they couldn't make those type of guarantees, that they weren't really sure what would happen if this went down. And so part of leaving was the hope that it would be okay for them, because none of them experienced what I experienced. I'm saying I'm the oldest. It's a lot riding on me. I'm supposed to at least religiously hold down the family's name at this household.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How much older are you than the baby and the knee baby?
Like a lot older. Like if I'm, I
12,
think,
13.
Yeah, they're 5 and in Pampers.
Wow. You go to Florida. You tell the story of you were homeless, and somebody else told the story, said they were homeless, and you said they hijacked your story. Now I don't.
At 13, I shouldn't have to tell you I'm homeless. I'm in Miami, Florida. I have no family members in Florida. I couldn't buy a house if I wanted to. I couldn't get an apartment if I wanted to. I don't have a credit history. Like, this is not a stretch for me to say that I'm homeless. I'm living in a park in Coconut Grove. The park still exists to this day. For 8 hours a day, I would get up and go to the library and study for 8 hours a day to increase my education. And then I would leave out of there and go to the marina and steal car radios and make $2,000 almost daily. Like, I had a routine.
So you really could have played that Santa old thief and Santa Claus. You could have played it.
No, the Santa Claus wasn't a thief. The Santa Claus, you can't tell me. I read the script. Ricky Smiley told you he didn't read the script. The Santa Claus was a crackhead. He just had that outfit on. That's what I couldn't have played.
Okay.
Like, I couldn't have played a black guy that got raped in the bathroom.
Right. So at any point in time, did you like, man, I made a mistake, man. I should have stayed my butt in Ohio, man, because this ain't what I signed up for.
I didn't experience anything once I left home that I hadn't signed up for. If anything, it saved my life. Me being homeless for that small period of time allowed me to see all of the people that were in that situation and to see that these were lawyers and doctors and teachers, and that these people were white and black and Asian and Indian. And the only thing that all of these homeless people had in common was they made a bad decision and aligned themselves with drugs. And I interviewed them all. What drug? And guess what, Shannon? Nobody had a great story. Nobody had a great story of what meth had done for them, what crack had done for them, what cocaine had done for them, what heroin had done for them, what speed had done for them. Nobody had them stories. Everybody's story was, I had my life together. And then I decided to do this dumb thing. And I lost my wife, I lost my house, I lost my cars, I lost my reputation, and I'm now out here sucking penis in the woods. What? Talk about scared straight. You ain't got to worry about me. If it ain't weed or nicotine, you won't see me touching it. I don't want no parts. I done seen what these things can do to people.
Yeah, that would
That's
be a
rough.
wake-up call at 13, 14.
Yeah.
But
I see why he says that saved his life.
did you see what he said? The key thing, stories. I had all my stuff together, and then I decided to do this
Dumb thing.
It's choices. You can't blame anybody else if you made a dumbass mistake.
But yourself.
But I was just about to say, each story, I messed up my life. They didn't blame anybody else.
Yeah, I messed up my life.
I'm here because I did this to myself.
You gotta take accountability for when you mess up, man.
Yeah,
No one's saying you gotta be perfect.
because nobody is.
Nobody is.
But admit when you fucked up.
Yeah, yeah. Y'all guys want to take a break there? It's at 45:19. You want to take a break or you want to keep going?
Oh, it was 5:11.
Okay.
Damn.
You want to take a break?
I didn't even know it was that
Yeah.
time. Damn, yeah.
Yeah, we're getting going in there.
Well, let's take a break from here. So, yeah, we'll just leave it right here. 45 minutes that YouTube been doing, they're keeping a track on.
Yeah, it's really letting it all out
Yeah.
there. Thanks for stopping in, spending time with us today, y'all. Hit that notification bell and give it a share because it does help the channel out.
Please and thank you.
See you guys in the next one.
Later, y'all.
Peace.
Bye.